Hello everyone, and now welcome to Game 2 in this series, WFZ against TBCBM. We see TBCBM once again spawning on the top right-hand side of the map, this time on Amazonia. And he has opened up with an Altar of Darkness and a Crypt, deciding to go to open up with Ghouls instead of Crypt Fiends, unlike game number 1. And now WFZ has actually done the exact opposite, deciding to open up with Crypt Fiends instead of Ghouls. We'll see how all of this unfolds here as things are now getting underway. Altar of Darkness will be a little bit delayed once more as I speed up to the 2-minute mark. And there we have it. So 2-minute mark, Death Knight is already out on the field. Ghoul should be making... Oh wait, no, it is not a Death Knight. It is going to be a Lich first coming in from TBCBM. Now, we have seen how strong the Lich is in this matchup, as he's already going to be going up against the one unit here. All right, positioning himself to try and deal extra damage, but he has to be careful as the Ghouls could get within range. And you can see that Lich is just doing such a good job taking down and dealing so much damage to these units. All right, does need to back off, though. May end up taking down one of his own units on accident, picking up the item. And picks up a Manual of Health as well. Very, very nice. Circlet of Nobility. And that Lich will get to level 2. Most likely using the Rod of Necromancy as a little bit of a mana battery strategy here. Alright, the Ghoul will be forced to retreat. And now, what does the Lich offer that the Death Knight doesn't? The Lich offers a ranged hero that can deal a lot of damage and can also nuke your opponent's units. Unlike the Death Knight in a 1v1 matchup, the Death Knight in an Undead mirror match cannot death coil your opponent's units, as it would just be a heal. So the Lich instead is the stronger unit if you want to try and pick off units. However, it does make your units a little bit more fragile, and you do have to be careful about that. Death Knight still sitting at level 1. Meanwhile, the Lich may try and get to level 3 off of this creep camp. Gonna go ahead and take down the tunnelers here in just a moment. There's one Taskmaster that's left. The lower hit point Ghouls should be turning away, as we can see the Kobold Taskmaster still working their magic here. All right, let's see. Lich is now out. There's a Frost Nova trying to get some damage. Oh, unable to finish off that skeletal minion there, but the Lich is now sitting at level 2. The Death Knight still sitting at level 1, but the Taskmaster is doing a little bit of chasing, surprisingly, as we are looking at a whole bunch of Ghouls now making their way over. All right, the Ghouls perhaps a little bit scary. The Lich still sitting at level 2, though, and does have a sentry ward, so we will see where that is going to be placed down, as we are now doing a little bit of chasing once more. All right, skeletal minions, the lower hit point ones. This one is a little bit more on time life, should just sacrifice it to get a bit of mana. We'll see if he does exactly that, as we are now fighting back over here. All right, let's go ahead and go after some of those skeletal minions, as those units are now backing away. That could be a very, very easy free target there. Skeletal minions absorbing a bit of damage as the Lich is fighting. The Ghouls are going back and forth, and there is now level 3. This could be potentially a big play here, as the Lich is now going to turn around, fight. Skeletal minion taken down there, giving level 2 to the Death Knight, though. So the 2-level advantage quickly becomes a 1-level advantage, as WFZ will be forced to turn around and try and death coil that one particular Crypt Fiend. All right, Crypt Fiend, is the Lich going to be able to catch up to it and take it down? Yes, it will. A beautiful nuke right there. And that is the reason why the Lich is often stronger than the Death Knight in a 1v1 Undead matchup. However, replenishment potion needed in order to regenerate a bit more mana. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this over here. Already up to 176, and I go ahead and try and pick up perhaps Boots of Speed in order to chase down units. And we are going to go ahead and engage right here. All right, there's the Frost Nova, and the Shadow Priest quickly taken out. Rod of Necromancy should be used, and there you have it, as the units are now just focusing down on the Sasquatch here. Death Knight, on the other hand, trying to clear out the easier creep camps, and I think WFZ was just completely caught off guard at the earlier loss of his units and not quite sure how to overcome it. You can see that Lich is still sitting at level 3, needs to get higher up here, and the Ghouls are now trying to run away. All right, are we going to be seeing exactly that here? The skeletal minions, are we going to go for a dark ritual on some of these skeletal minions? We should be, in order to get a little bit more mana there, as the Lich is perhaps fast enough to catch up. Come on, dark ritual, it's gonna die anyways. Hurry. No, oh yes, he does do it on 1, so he does have enough mana for another Frost Nova right there. So maintaining your mana is also one of the things that you just constantly should be doing here, as the skeletal minion now I guess, a little bit of bait and switch there to cause that Death Knight and the remaining Crypt Fiends to switch to the other direction. Lich slowly regenerating all of that mana from Dark Rituals, as it looks like another Skeletal Minion will get taken down due to time life. Rod of Necromancy ending up turning into a little bit of a mana battery there, as damage being thrown at that Death Knight. Death Knight doesn't really like that, but no, not in danger of taking too much damage as of yet. All right, Death Knight going to be the secondary hero. He will be level 1, obviously, when he pops out, but the level 1 Death Knight still has a level 1 Death Coil, which is extremely helpful and is not that far behind than the opponent's heroes so far. Lich wandering around here, hoping to make a little bit of a play to perhaps buy some time. There is also another sentry ward being placed down there. He saw that there was a shade now wandering around, as we are looking at more and more Crypt Fiends still making their way out across the map. All right. Death Knight looks like he sold something, wasn't keeping track of it. Death Knight is now out on the field. Orb of Corruption should be available in just a little bit, and that's perhaps what we are waiting for. Lich now going to be going after the Sasquatch here. Going to go ahead and take them down. Ghouls are now making their way over as the Frost Nova quickly comes in. Obsidian Statue. Is it going to be Orb health regeneration there? Death Knight now out as well. Rod of Necromancy, Dust of Appearance, nothing to detect though, as the Rod of Necromancy now on that Lich for a bit more mana, and there is that shade. Lich now going to make his way off to the north, pick up most likely an Orb of Corruption, adding some extra damage to that attack there. Already sitting at 210 mana though, so that will be a little bit of a difficult problem for WFZ. Level 2 on the Death Knight compared to a level 3, almost level 4 Lich. Meanwhile, Sentry Ward quickly spotted by WFZ's Shade, as we are now looking at a level 1 Lich here. All right, Lich going after the Mud Golem, going to be able to finish off this creep camp pretty quickly. Death Knight looks like he will get to level 2. Lich will get to level 4, so it is going to be a level 4, level 2 against a level 2, level 1. And that may be even too much for WFZ to overcome. He needs to at least get to level 3 on that Death Knight. And level 2 Death Coil will have a big impact in the heals. Death Knight, 2 potions of replenishment plus a potion of invulnerability. The Lich perhaps can even use a potion of replenishment as well, but the Death Knight having all of that extra mana means that Lich is probably not going to be falling anytime soon. All right, that looks like a very dead Lich right there. Potion of invulnerability quickly used. However, the Scroll of Town Portal now being used as well. The Lich has time life. There you go. Now going to be heading back. Is he going to take this time to perhaps go after the Rock Golem? No, going to be going after another creep camp instead. The Renegade Wizard here. Level 4 on the Lich. Death Knight is still sitting at level 2. What is happening all across? There goes a poor sheep. Rod of Necromancy most likely being used there as the Skeletal Minions now back out. Dark Ranger still not picked up, a very typical third hero for the Skeletal Minions and that Dark Ritual. I'm surprised that TBC BM hasn't gotten that yet. It could be a matter of just timing or a matter of gold right now. Once he gets enough gold, he is close to the center of the map and he will be able to pick that up. Death Knight, Lich, Obsidian Statue in the back here, dealing a lot of damage. That Rock Golem -1 armor, just taking so much damage there, and does get taken down. What item was left behind? Was it a potion of invulnerability? Yeah, another potion of invulnerability being left behind there. So the Death Knight, the Lich, both with full 15 seconds of invulnerability, and WFZ just doesn't have the necessary items to really make a strong stand against this army. Here you go, an army of ghouls attempting to take down the crypt here. The Black Citadel easily poking away this army once more. We should see perhaps a Frost Nova onto a Ghoul right there. The Ghoul now backing off again. All right, still no Dark Ranger as of yet. 49 over 60. It looks like it is going to be a Dreadlord. All right, Dreadlord, one of those heroes that is not commonly used. Curious as to how that's going to go down here, as the Lich going to turn around, focus down this Enforcer pretty quickly. As the Enforcer now tries to run back, Death Knight is right there, and it looks like, yes, the Enforcer does get taken out. That very, very high damage Lich with that range, so strong, level 4 Lich. That Frost Nova causing so many problems, as the Lich now being forced to pull back here. All right. Death Knight, 2 potions of replenishment, as I mentioned earlier. Lich still sitting very, very strong, very high damage, wandering around once more. Back over here to the 6 o'clock location, we're going to take a look at the Crypt Fiends. There is the Frostworms, and here we go. We're going to be going into an engagement. Quick death of a ghoul as things are now turning around. All right, focusing down the units as quickly as possible. There is a sleep onto the Death Knight. Death Knight now wakes back up, tries to get out. Is he going to be able to get a Death Coil off on the Frostworm? No, Frostworm quickly gets taken down. WFZ going to be losing some more units, and here, as you can see, that Lich is just simply too much. Potion of Invulnerability still available. Death Knight continuing to just tear apart so many units as a Destroyer now going to get taken down as well. Crypt Fiend, Web, Death Coil saving another unit. Level 3 Death Knight versus level 3 Death Knight, except it's the level 4 Lich that is making the big difference here. Both sides continuing to fight. Another Frost Nova taking down. No, does not take down that Crypt Fiend. That Crypt Fiend so low on life. One more hit should do it. There it goes as another... what is that unit? The Destroyer now taken down as well. Scroll of Town Portal. WFZ finally decides that it is not possible to save his units. Heads back home. But at 48 over 60 compared to 28 over 60, WFZ does... Or was he training? A Bone Worm now. Frostworm from the Boneyard. Sorry. And as that is quickly going to switch things back once again. Death Knight, level 3. Dreadlord sitting at level 2. It looks like it is not Vampiric Aura. It is... Nope. Now picking up Vampiric Aura. So the Death Knight going to help and benefit from that, being able to stay alive a little bit longer. Sobi Mask on the Death Knight. The Death Knight may consider giving that to the Lich, since it is a 50% bonus there. The Lich should turn around, perhaps give the Rod of Necromancy to the Death Knight instead, as the Death Knight does have potions of replenishment if he really needs an extra boost of mana. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Destroyer now up in the air. Army going to be coming back in from the other side. Frost Nova, Death Knight in a bit of trouble. There is a sleep. No one to tap him on the shoulder to wake him up. And WFZ going to lose the Death Knight right there. And that should be the GG. Level 3 Death Knight falls. WFZ doesn't have that much gas in the tank to really do much of anything. Obsidian Statue trying to run all the way back. Is it going to be able to make it? No. Wow. Down to 13 hit points, and it does get taken down by a very, very slow Crypt Fiend attack. Meanwhile, not quite sure why that Lich is sitting right there, hoping to go and take down an Obsidian Statue by himself. Has a potion of invulnerability, so should be very, very strong. And there is a Frost Nova Death Knight trying to make it to the shop. Not going to be able to. There is another sleep, and WFZ just was not ready for it, and gives the GG. Game number 2 goes to TBC BM as we go now to an all-deciding game number 3. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 2.